Wednesday evening. I hope you are well. Let's talk about Palantir. Man, it's unstoppable. What can we not say about Palantir here? We're definitely going to break into 40 here any moment. Probably tomorrow with the release of what we're being told is going to be good job reports, supposedly. But I do want to address that too, and I want to tell you that I think you're being lied to right now in the market, and something really bad's about to happen. But before I get to that, I do want to just gloat about Palantir here and say, you know, we're such on this place right now with Palantir where we're looking at it and we're going, how much higher can this go? Can Palantir break into 50 here? Can it break into 60? Are we talking about Palantir going to $100 here sooner than later? You know, there's two big things that are going to start to happen here right in front of us with Palantir. Guess what's about to happen here soon? We've got new quarterlies coming out here with Palantir. Is Palantir going to grow another 10%, another 20%, 25%, 30%, 35%, 40%? No way it's going to hit 50%. But if it does something more than what it's supposed to at this point, we're going to see Palantir go even higher. And it wouldn't be shocking or surprising at this point because Alex Karp has been hinting like, hey, there's some big things going on that you may not know about right now. And Palantir is unstoppable and it's undervalued right now still at these prices. And there is no ceiling for what is coming here with Palantir. So I'm going to go ahead and warn you. It was like his warning. And of course, he can't say so much, so many things that he sees inside the company financially because it would be, obviously FCC would come after him. But with that, there's this thing that is happening here with Palantir. When we do see these quarterlies come out, let's just say Palantir hits its stride of it hits 20, 25, 35, 40% more. That's pushing it, but it could. On top of what it's already done with the last quarterlies of this year. That means Palantir is growing so fast. It's growing so fast that we're going to see Palantir just skyrocket into $50 here sooner than later. But on top of that, we could see a lot of FOMO bleed into Palantir, which is good, and what really drives up a stock. What have we seen with Tesla over the past 5 years? FOMO. What have we seen with Nvidia here just the last 6 months? FOMO. That's not to say anything bad about those companies. Those companies are well worth that, and that's why you're having to pay such a hefty chunk of money for a share price. You're having to pay to play because it's a gamble not to be a part of those companies because you never know when it's just going to kick back up again. And that's what's happening here with Palantir here, that it's getting very expensive to play with Palantir, and it's not stopping, it looks like. So this next quarterly is going to be very important where it's going to tell us what's going on. A lot of the market today sold off. Now it came back towards the end of the day, but a lot of it was having a rough day. Palantir was just like, hey, I'm going up here. I'm fine. And this is completely opposite what I said towards the beginning of the week because I was like, Palantir could take some damage this week, and it struggled a little bit towards the beginning of the week, as most things did here, but it has just kicked the week's butt here. It's just done great. Now, I do want to address what I think is happening here in the market, and this is just hopefully I'm wrong. Hopefully I'm wrong here, but what I think is kind of happening, and I see it in the zeitgeist with a lot of people that are talking out in the market right now, even other YouTubers that I look at for guidance, and investors that I look at for guidance. I think we're being lied to a lot by the media and the Fed to a point right now. Obviously, these job reports come out tomorrow, and they've lied to us, stretched the truth about these job reports in the past, not long ago, and then came out with a revised, job report and said, like, well, actually, we were off by, a couple 100,000 jobs. Tomorrow, I suspect, will be good for the market. I suspect these job reports will come out, and they'll be good. That's kind of the general feeling of what's going on right here. It's been a good week so far besides two big things. A of all, the port closing. Second of all, the war word. What's going on in the Middle East. What I generally think is, I think tomorrow will do pretty good in the market. I think it'll be a pretty good day unless something out of nowhere comes up. What I'm worried about right now, what I'm worried about in the market these next 2 weeks is this port situation. This war situation overseas. I'm worried about these two subjects. First of all, this war situation going on in the Middle East is going to just stop or wrap itself up. I think it's probably going to escalate. Second of all, this port situation is not stopping, and the talks that have been happening are not going good. They're not going good. Now, right now, everything's okay. It's hunky-dory. The feds, the governors, all that kind of stuff, they stocked up on materials because they knew this was coming. They knew the contract was running out, and they said, hey, this is probably going to go on strike. We don't know how long, but we're going to stock up. The problem is that this will start to affect the general economy here. Maybe not next week or the next week after that, but it will project itself into November and December. The market will see this coming, and with the already very touchy market here, this could trigger a huge shakeout in the market here, maybe next week, maybe the week after that, maybe towards the end of October. Now, we only have one saving grace here for the market to have a nice hype push here, is that we have the election here the beginning of November. Generally a month from today, it will be happening. The situation of what I think is going to happen is, I think the Fed right now is trying to make everything seem it's great out there. Nothing's wrong. Invest in the stock market. They want you to buy right now these not all-time highs, but very, very high for a lot of things for what could be coming devastation. I personally am holding back buying a lot of things right now because if this port situation does not clear up here in the next week or so, we're going to start to hear about car manufacturers saying like, hey, this is not good. And then what's going to happen? People that are holding stocks in car companies are going to start to get cold feet, and they're going to sell out because they know quarterlies coming up will be affected. Big Pharma, same thing. That will trigger. People can't get medicines. Quarterlies are down. Certain electronics, phones, people can't get that stuff. There's a lot that's going to happen here that's going to trigger things for quarterlies coming up here. Not this go around with quarterlies, but the next quarterly go around. So this is why this could damper the market here in the next month or two. And I'm very curious to see how November is going to react to this, depending how long this port situation goes. But getting back to the main subject of Palantir, why is this so important? It's important for you because if the market has a huge shakeout here from all this stuff, everything will take effect. So this is just me saying like, hey, I would have capital on the sideline. Because we could walk into next week or the week after that where the market's going, actually, I'm very scared about what's happening here, and we could start to see major sell-off in the market, which Palantir could maybe swing back down here, possibly. So, like I said, this is why it's important to keep capital on hand, because you could possibly push your stake in Palantir here in the next few weeks. Now, Palantir itself, listen, I've went over. Everyone knows Palantir, the company, is doing great. Like I said in the beginning here, what we're really looking at, what we're wondering here, is what these next quarterlies are going to show. How much more and how fast is Palantir growing even after already these major quarterlies here the last 2 years? What is Palantir going to produce here with this next quarterly? How much more has it grown just this quarterly? But I suspect it's going to be big. I do suspect that because Alex Karp has somewhat seemingly said that to us. Not directly, but he has pretty much said like, hey, there's stuff going on here that I just trust me. There's really good things going on here in the background. So friends, that's really what I want to say here. Palantir is something that you need to be investing in for your retirement for the next 5 to 10 years with what's coming in the market. I don't want to say that Palantir is going to be the next NVIDIA. It's too soon to say something like that. It's very too soon. But Palantir is unmatched right now with itself as a company. It is undervalued right now with it's going to be definitely said and corrected here that it could possibly be undervalued here with what's going to happen on these next quarterlies. We could very well see Palantir with these next quarterlies that come out. If it grows 15, 20, anything past 20-25%, we're going to see Palantir probably shoot into a high 40s, if not $50. And on top of that, if we get into a bull run into this market by January, because that's probably what we'll be looking at here, just because of the new president, we could see AI FOMO start up again, and Palantir could possibly be one of the top 3 stocks with AI that run hard in the next AI run in the market. Think about that. Friends, take care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, everyone.